Hey there, my name is Amber, and I'm so thrilled that you've made your way to my yoga videos. So, most of these videos I do on Facebook Live first before I post them here on YouTube. So, if you'd like to do them with me live, follow me at Kaleidoscope Yoga on Facebook and on Instagram for dates and times. But in the meantime, grab yourself a mat, some blocks, a blanket, maybe even a bolster, whatever it's going to take to make your practice accessible and comfortable for you, and I'll meet you on the mat. Thanks for being here. So go ahead and find your comfortable seat. And remember, that does not mean the legs need to be crossed. You can always sit in any position that feels good to you. You can stack yourself up on your blocks. You can sit in hero's pose, which is knees bent with the blocks underneath you, or a blanket as well. And so I'd like to invite you just to take a few moments and welcome yourself into your space this morning. Oh, I see that somebody else has joined. Hello, welcome. I can't quite see my phone, but thank you for being here. So, lengthening up through the spine. And so when we do that, we're taking care that we're not kind of finding this arch in the spine. We're not lifting up through the rib cage. We're just simply, almost as if someone's kind of pulling a cord from the crown of the head, lifting up. And then let your tailbone relax. So we just want to feel it nice and grounded into whatever it is that we're sitting on. Let your arms relax down. See if you can just kind of let them be dead weight. And if it feels good to you, go ahead and close your eyes. If you prefer just to gaze down to the floor, see if you can find a space with your eyelids that you can just see through your eyelashes enough that whatever is around you becomes shadows and not necessarily shapes. And allow yourself a couple of deep breaths, nice deep inhale. And let it go. Sigh it out. Breathe it in. Filling the belly all the way up to the torso if it's comfortable. And relax. Let's try that one more time. And release. And we'll come back to another little breath exercise here in a moment, but I would love it if you just sat in silence just for a couple of moments and just took note of how your body feels. Notice if there's any aches and pains. Notice if there's any tension that needs to be released. And notice if anything feels really good. If you're not used to sitting with a straight back, you might find that the back feels a little intense. And believe me, that's normal. And that can be different from day to day. So just find your breath and allow yourself to sit through it. It'll start to relax and release. You're just firing up muscles that maybe you haven't felt or used in quite some time. Just be patient with yourself. Let yourself settle in. A few more breaths here, just slow and steady. Enjoying the space that you are in right now. And I'd like to share this little quote. Unfortunately, I can't remember who said it off the top of my head, but I really enjoyed it. It made sense to me when it comes to the breath, and you can take it or leave it. If it resonates with you, that's amazing. So learn from your breath. When we don't allow ourselves to fully release our exhale, how can we then fully experience the full nourishment of our inhales? Learn to let go. And I love that there's a lesson here, not only in our breath, but in life too. And our breath can always be kind of a guide of where we are in our life. When we have shallow, swift breath, chances are we're not feeling necessarily in a safe space. Our nervous system doesn't feel safe. We're in more of a fight or flight response than a rest or digest. And sometimes our nervous system doesn't always know what's happening. And this can even happen when we're trying to rest. You may start to feel that you are tensing up a little bit. And if you just take a moment to pause and then find that breath again, and then as you exhale, let it all go. Release anything you're holding on to, anything that's keeping you tense, any worries, thoughts, lists, anything, even if it's just for this very moment. And then allow yourself that deep, nourishing inhale that gives us life, right? That keeps us going every day. And then for me, this quote just really kind of put a whole new light on things. Like, I know to be aware of my breath, but I was like, well, yeah, the inhale and the exhale work together so we can be at our best. So with that said, I invite you to take a big, deep inhale. And as you do, lift your shoulders to your ears, not the ears to the shoulders. Lifting the shoulders up, squeezing, and let it go. This next inhale, as you breathe in, let it go into the belly. Big belly breath. Let that belly protrude. Let it go. Pull that belly button to the spine. Good. And this time, just breathe it in. Just breathe in a full breath here. Maybe bring a smile to the mouth. Little crinkles to the corners of the eyes. And let it go. So good. Bring the palms of your hands to your chest. Press them together gently, fingertips towards the chin, thumb towards your chest. This is called Anjali Mudra. And allow yourself, if you'd like, to set an intention for your class, and maybe it's just to be present for the next 45 minutes. Maybe it's to be grounded in your foundation. Maybe it's to find patience with yourself and stop the monkey mind and the negative chatter. Or maybe it's something else. You get to decide. And just know, whatever you decide to set your intention to, it does not have to come to fruition. Do not beat yourself up if it doesn't work out the way that you hope. We just put it out there, and we hope that it will come back to us, and it will. When you're ready, take a deep inhale. We're going to draw the fingertips above the head. And you're going to turn those palms out. Exhale, hands to the floor. Full exhale, remember. Turn those palms up. Big breath in. Bring the hands to the sky. Stretch through the side body. Let that breath fill your torso. Turn the palms out. Exhale. If my breath pattern does not match yours, please just continue with your own pace of breath. Big inhale, palms to the sky. Exhale, turn those palms out. Palms come down. Let's do it one more time. Big breath in. Maybe this time the gaze follows the fingertips to the sky. And turn those palms out and exhale down. We're going to anchor left hand down. Inhale, right hand up. So we're just using that left hand for a little bit of support and just reach the arm or the fingertips to the sky. See if you can find a little bit of space through the chest and try not to lift the legs. Let the legs rest towards the floor. Nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to draw right hand to left hand. So we're going to kind of round through the spine a little bit, stretching out through the upper shoulders. And inhale, draw it up. And this time, if it feels comfortable, see if you can open through that chest just a little bit more by drawing the elbow and shoulder back. And then exhale, draw it forward again. And your hands don't have to touch. Inhale, big breath in. Let that full breath come in. And then exhale, let that full breath release. Let's do one more time, please. Big breath in. And exhale, float it down. So you're just going to kind of let your right arm drift down in front, float yourself back into center. Maybe find a little bit of movement in your shoulders. And then right hand's going to go ahead and come on down to the mat. We're going to take a nice deep inhale up, lift those fingertips to the sky. And again, find support in the right hand. And you're going to lengthen up a little bit through that left side body. Lots of brightness in the fingertips. Take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, round through the spine, left hand towards your right hand. Woo, I am tight on this side. Breathe it in. Big breath in. See if you can find a little more open space through the chest. And exhale, bring it down. So you may find that connecting to your core helps a little bit here. We don't want to just drift around, lifting and lowering the arm. Exhale, bring it down. One more time, bring it up. In any of our shapes, if we can connect to our core, that's going to help stabilize. Go ahead and relax that left arm down in front of you. Come back to center. Let's go ahead and switch our feet. So opposite foot is in front if you indeed do have your feet crossed. And we're just going to bring our arms out here into goddess arms and relax the shoulder blades down the back. But you might kind of, well, we'll get there. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead. So a little brightness in the fingertips. Relax the neck here. You can find a little bit of movement for a moment if you'd like. Just let it feel really good. And then come on back, bringing that head back above your heart, and arms are, elbows are outstretched from your shoulders. We're going to take an inhale, and we're going to hug the shoulder blades together, almost like we've got a pencil or something that we're trying to grasp with our shoulder blades. And then we're going to draw the arms forward on the exhale. Elbows are going to move towards one another. Inhale, open up again. And exhale. Now as you exhale, if it feels good, you can dip down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring it back and forward. Inhale, lift it up. Last time. We're going to bring those elbows towards one another, and if you haven't yet, dip down and hold. So while you're here, I want you to try to lengthen up through the spine a little bit, so that stretch is going to kind of anchor in around the back of the neck and the upper part of the shoulders. And then from here, let's take the hands and we're going to rest, kind of give ourselves a little hug. So the palms are going to move to the back of the shoulders or to the side of the shoulders, wherever your flexibility allows you to reach. And just let that neck hang down and see if you can use your fingertips to gently kind of pull the sides of the shoulders kind of towards the front of the room.
And gravity should kind of be enough here. You don't necessarily have to pull or tug. One more breath here. And then on your next inhale, we're going to unwind. Let the arms come out big. Big breath in. Exhale. Let's find opposite arm on top. And then go ahead and find that gentle roll forward. Let gravity do its thing, kind of tugging gently along the sides. One more breath here. Big breath in, open up the arms. Go ahead and shake them out a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and come on to our knees, all fours. So if you have a blanket and your knees are a little sensitive, if you're not resting on carpet, maybe you'd like to go ahead and pad underneath your knees. And if you have sensitive wrists, you can actually do this for your wrists too. So the meaty part of your hands can rest on the blanket and your fingertips can rest on the mat. So just find a space that feels comfortable for you. In tabletop position, we've got wrists underneath our shoulders. We've got knees underneath our hips, toes directly behind our knees. Fingertips are spread nice and wide. And drop the inner part of your wrist in. So you're going to find when you do that, your elbows are going to shift a little bit to the outer part of the mat. And you're going to feel a little heavier in the in your thumb. And then also maybe the index finger, which is good because this is kind of where our power comes from the palms of the hands reaching up through the arms, making sure that we're not dumping into our chest, we're rounding through our spine. We've got good connection in our belly, so our tailbone might roll down just a tiny bit, finding that connection. And we're going to go ahead and move through some spinal balance shapes. So when you're ready, we're going to lift right leg and left hand together. So taking an inhale, reaching out, stretching it out, keeping our hips balanced so we're not rolling the right hip up when this happens. Toes are pointed towards your mat. And then as you exhale, you're going to float it back down. And we're going to do opposite side. Inhale, stretch it out. Engage your glutes and your belly. Exhale, release. Inhale, stretch it out. We're going to do these nice and slow so you can really feel those muscles interact. Inhale, left leg, right hand. Exhale. Rest it down. Make sure you feel good in your foundation, that you're not really dumping into the supporting arm. Keep it going. If you need to rest, please rest. You can take a child's pose if you'd like. We're just going to do one more set. All right, last time. Good stuff. Relax. Go ahead and bring your toes together. Walk your knees out. And we're just going to drop our hips down and take a little child's pose here. Relaxing through the arms. If you find your shoulders are already a little tired, you can swing your fingertips back behind you. And rest either forehead or cheek to the floor. If your forehead or cheek doesn't reach, you can use a block or a book to rest your forehead on. We don't really want any strain in this shape, so if you do find that you're holding tension in your neck, or you're finding that you can't quite rest back all the way, you can put a blanket between your thigh and your shin to rest back. That'll help. If your ankles are sore, you can put a rolled up blanket underneath your ankles too. Lots of different ways to support yourself in child's pose. Take one more deep breath here. Let it circulate through the entire torso. And breathe it out. So good. Reach those hands forward and draw yourself up. Bring those knees in just a little bit. So we're going to go through a flow with kind of a half chaturanga and a child's pose. So we're going to take an inhale and we're going to exhale and come into child's. Find your inhale, bring it forward. Palms are on the mat, fingertips spread. Let those elbows move back into your waist as you move down and exhale. Forehead can kiss the floor. Draw yourself up and exhale back. We'll do this a few times so we can kind of get our form situated. So inhale, bring yourself up. Elbows move back. Exhale, forward, kiss the floor. Draw yourself up and exhale back. So you're going to feel that in your triceps for sure. Hopefully. Inhale, bring it up. Let your forehead move forward, elbows towards your waist. Inhale and exhale back. We're just going to do one more. Take a break if you need. Inhale forward. Exhale. Inhale. Last time, child's pose. Stay here. Let's thread the needle. Left hand's going to move underneath the right arm. So you kind of make this little crisscross applesauce thing happening here. And this might be a nice place for you to use a block for your head to rest, especially if you feel any crunching in that neck. So reaching the left hand out, reaching the right hand out in front of you. See if you can tent those fingers and look underneath your armpit. With a block, you might not be able to do this so much, but just try it. If you like it, awesome. If not, just go back to where you were. Always lots of options. So we're looking for a gentle stretch through the left shoulder and then maybe even through the right armpit. One more breath here. Draw that right palm towards your nose. Lift yourself up. Go ahead and stretch that left arm out. And same thing, right arm's going to come underneath. Using a block or stretching that left arm out, tenting the fingers, and looking underneath the armpit. Find the breath in the back of the body. Nice and full. Draw that left hand towards your nose and lift yourself up. We're going to turn our toes under, bring those knees in, and we're just going to sit back just for a couple of moments on those toes, getting a nice little stretch through the back of the feet. If you don't practice this often, if you walk around in flip-flops a lot or unsupportive shoes, heels, you're going to feel this probably immediately. Hang in there. So we're just going to rotate our wrists just for a few moments here. Find your breath. Nice deep inhales. Nice relaxing exhales. Go ahead and take your right hand, dip those fingertips towards the ground, support it with your left hand, drawing it gently towards you, getting a nice little stretch through the forearm here. Ooh, I can feel it in my toes. Let's go ahead and switch to the other hand. Ooh.
You guys aren't going to believe this, but I think I pulled a butt muscle yesterday playing Frisbee. It's really sore today. All right, shake those wrists out.
Let's bring the palms to the mat, turn those toes under, give them a nice little pat on the ground. Perfect. If you've got a blanket, let's go ahead and just move it out of the way. And we're going to make our way into our downward facing dog, and have your blocks up in the front of the mat just in case you'd like to use them. So in your down facing dog, you want that wrist to press into the ground just like we were in our tabletop position. So the inner part of the wrist, press it down. Let your shoulders kind of relax down the back and let them roll forward. So you get this nice little external rotation as if you're going to pinch your nose with your biceps. We're not dumping our chest towards our knees. We're strong through the arms, lots of support, pressing into the fingertips. You can walk your dog if you haven't already, just heels up and down, getting a little sense of a stretch through the calves here. Finding your breath. Good. So let's go ahead and anchor down that left heel. Take a nice deep inhale, reaching right foot high, three-legged dog. As you exhale, we're going to hug in that belly, draw that knee into center, and let that right foot rest onto the ground. And the back foot, making sure that you're feeling nice and secure in your stance. Don't stand on a balance beam. So your left toes should be maybe about 4 to 6 to 8 inches to the left. Don't let them be directly behind your heel. I guarantee you that's going to be really hard to find your balance, unless you are a very seasoned practitioner. So pressing into this front heel, pressing into your back heel. Let's come to our fingertips and lengthen through the spine, letting the crown of the head move forward. So finding lots of action in the leg. My back thigh is pretty active. Front thigh is active as well. Pressing into the big toe, let's draw ourselves up. So if you're finding that this is too much on your heel, back heel to be lifted, you can bring that foot down to a 45-degree angle. It's totally up to you. I want you to be safe in your balance. We're going to draw the hands up, let the shoulder blades relax down the back. Again, we're pressing through that back heel, whether it's up or you've got your foot at a 45-degree angle. Front knee is above your ankle, not in front of it. So this is going to seem like a pretty simple move. We're just going to find a little stretch through the low back. So we're going to connect to the belly here. And we're just going to take an inhale. And as you exhale, you're just going to twist to the right and let that come from your belly. Small movement, right? I can feel it all the way down the front of my leg. I can feel it through my low back. Take an inhale, draw yourself forward using that core, and slowly exhale to your left. Inhale back to center. Again, exhale, twist to your right. If at any time you want to let that left knee relax down, you got it. Go ahead and make that happen. Exhale to your left. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Last time. You got it. Bring it forward. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, hands are going to float down to the mat, and you're going to rock that left foot forward. Perfect. Go ahead and find that forward fold using the blocks if your hamstrings are super tight or you pulled your butt muscle. Relax the shoulders and the neck. Take a couple of breaths here. And while you're breathing, check into your feet. Give them a nice little press into the mat, feeling the toes, the side of the foot, the heel, the inner part of the foot, all connect. And then when you're ready, we're going to come into chair, dropping the booty down just a little bit. Connect to that core, tailbone relaxes. Arms are going to come up and out. Take a nice deep breath here. Palms are going to come together. And you're going to let left elbow come to right thigh or right knee. If you don't have that in your flexibility, just take a gentle little twist here. You got it. Pressing into the palms of the hands, elbows reaching out. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a challenge here. You can take it, or you can move into our lunge by bringing the hands down to the mat first. So we're going to let our weight move into the right foot, and we're just going to take our left foot back behind us so we find this nice lunge. Good. Engage the belly. Bring yourself forward. We're going to find ourselves again in our lunge. We're going to take an inhale, straighten out the leg. Fingertips are going to come down to the ground. Whoo, nice little break here. Inhale, come back to your lunge. Fingertips to the sky, front knee bends, back heel presses towards the floor. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Pause here, take an inhale. As you exhale, float those hands down. Let that back knee come to the ground. And we're going to bring our right leg behind us. Come down onto one hip and just swing yourself so your legs are pointing forward. Remove the little fleshy parts of the bottom, and we're going to move into boat pose here. So resting the shoulders back just a little bit. We're going to draw the feet up, and you can have your hands behind your thighs. You can keep the toes on the ground, or you can lift the legs up. Just keep your belly active. So you're hugging that belly in. We're just going to stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let the knees or the soles of the feet come to the ground. Let's go ahead and roll back onto our knees and take a child's pose. So widen the knees out, toes together, relax the hips down. Hands can come forward, forehead to the ground or a block. And take a couple of breaths here. And take a moment and a pause to see if the body is telling you anything. Full breath in, full release of breath out. You got this. Few more breaths. And then when you're ready, you're going to reach your fingertips forward. Go ahead and find your foundation in your arms. We're going to turn our toes under. And I'm just facing the opposite direction, so when we do this next move, I'm not facing away from you. Turn those toes under, lift up into your downward facing dog. Remember the power through the palms of the hands all the way through the arms. Walk your dog. Anchor down that right heel. Inhale, left heel to the sky. Take a nice deep inhale here, and as you exhale, using your belly, draw that knee forward, setting your left foot down, making adjustments if you need to. Remember the back heel. You can either be up on the toes or you can rest the back heel down at a 45-degree angle. We're going to find a little length in the arms at first, so come up to the fingertips, lengthen through the spine. Make sure that your knee is above your ankle. And then when you're ready, you're going to draw yourself up. So we find our high lunge. And you have options. You can drop that back knee in just a little bit. Or again, like I said, you can drop that back foot. So we're going to do our gentle side twists. So relaxing the tailbone down, connecting to the belly. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, turn to your left. Hello. Inhale, bring it back. Use that core. Exhale, turn to the right. Just a small, small movement. Very strong though. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, back to center. To the right. Exhale. Inhale, center. Last time, exhaling to the left. Inhale, center. Last time, exhaling to the right. Inhale, back to center. Just exhale, relax here for a moment. Take a nice deep inhale. On your exhale, you're going to bring fingertips down to the mat, or you're going to find your blocks and you're going to bring that right foot forward. Find that forward fold. Woo. Relaxing the shoulders and the neck. And take 2 more breaths here, checking into the soles of the feet, pressing into the toes, rocking into the heel, finding the outer edges and the inner arch. All the while relaxing the neck and shoulders. And then when you're ready, we're going to move into our chair. So relaxing the booty down, and it doesn't have to come super far down. Really anchoring into the soles of the feet, and when you're ready, engage the belly, let that tailbone relax. Up we go, finding our chair. Shoulders relaxed. 2 more breaths here. Bring those palms together. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, find that twist, either prayer twist or just a simple twist to the left. Meet yourself where you are. Don't fight yourself to get into this twist if it's just not where you are today. Pressing into the palms of the hands. Lengthening through the crown of the head. You've got this. And then when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and move that right foot back. Now again, you can do it staying in the twist, or you can come out of the twist. So if you're staying in the twist, weight goes into the left leg, lifting up that right foot and dropping it back. Yes, so good. Finding the twist. Taking an inhale, bring yourself forward, hands to the sky. Exhale, shoulders release. Inhale, straighten up the legs. Take a little break. Oh, lordy, lordy. Inhale, back into your lunge. Exhale, hands come down, straighten the legs. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale. Oop, I think I confused the breath, I'm sorry. Come on back up. And then we're going to take an exhale to bring our hands down to the ground. Drop that back knee. Go ahead and release that left leg. Drop onto the hip. Bring those feet forward. And we're going to do our boat one last time. So move the little fleshy parts. Connecting into the belly. We want to, as best as we can. Sometimes it's hard to do it, but connect with those sits bones. Lengthen through the spine. And then when you're ready, just kind of roll up and back. Again, lots of options. Hands behind the thighs, toes to the ground. Or you can open up the arms, lift up the legs. Engage for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the soles of the feet to the ground. So we're going to take our left leg and we're going to drop it down. And we're going to bring the right leg and drop it down. So we're kind of in this like little 90-degree angle, both the legs. And you might like a block here or a book. And so over our left shin, we're going to draw ourselves forward. And we're going to get a nice little stretch through the outer part of the hip. And you can come all the way down if you'd like. Again, it just depends on your flexibility. Please meet yourself where you are. And just take a couple of nice deep breaths. And notice in the right leg if you're holding any tension. Notice if there's any tension in the shoulders. Let your gaze be soft. If you feel any tension in your knee, spread your toes wide and drop that pinky toe down to the floor. It takes away the pressure off of the knee. On your next inhale, go ahead and bring the palms down to the floor. Lift yourself up. And we're just going to do the old switcheroo. Bring the right foot forward, left leg behind. So right shin, chest is going to face over the right shin. Lengthen up through your spine. And when you're ready, go ahead and drop down. And you're most likely going to find one side is a little bit more flexible, I guess, than the other. So again, just meeting yourself where you are. Noticing any tension, any holding, and do your best to relax. And at first, this may feel pretty intense. Our hips are, they hold everything, our emotions, just everything. And sometimes when we stretch through our hips, it can
feel quite overwhelming, especially as women. Not discounting tight hips in men by any means. And just breathe. Take a few more breaths here. We worked our legs a lot today. Palms to your block or your floor and bring yourself back up. Go ahead and roll onto your back. And then draw the knees into the chest and welcome a happy baby here. Let the knees drop to the outsides of the armpits. Hands reach to the outsides of the soles of the feet. And just find a gentle rock from side to side. And you can play a little bit with the legs. I like to do this, kind of stretch through one leg, take a breath, and then stretch through the other. And then go ahead and relax the soles of the feet down. And walk the knees together. Palms to the mat. Press into the soles of the feet and draw your hip points up to the sky. Lifting your booty off the ground. You're going to feel your glutes, your thighs, your quads, all are going to engage. You can engage your belly. And then as you exhale, you're going to roll down, upper back, mid back, low back, tailbone. Whoo, release. Let's do that 2 more times using our cycle of breath. So inhale, bring it up. And exhale, float it down. Last time, bring it up, pressing into the soles of the feet. And last time, let it go. Let's bring those knees in. And you're going to go ahead and rock to your right. Let those knees kind of move towards your right elbow so you can stretch your right arm out. And you're going to find this nice twist. Now, you can let your left arm open up a little bit. You can drag your right shoulder a little bit closer to the knees and then open up to see if you can find a little bit more space here. And then look to the opposite side. And we're just going to be here for about 5 breaths. So as best as you can, do a little body scan, checking any tension, any holding, and release with the exhale. Last breath. On your next inhale, engage the belly. You can use your feet to get yourself back into the center of the mat. Draw the knees up and let them hover above your hips. Hands to the knees. So we're cupping our knees, fingertips are towards the toes. Relax the shoulders. Take a nice deep inhale here, and as you exhale, knees come in.
Inhale, stretch the arms out, draw the knees away. Exhale, bring them in. One more time, inhale, stretch them out. And exhale, bring them in. And then when you're ready, roll to the left. And then again, you can kind of move that left shoulder towards your knees and then open up, finding a nice twist here. Relaxing the shoulders. If you find that you have tension in your low back, you can take a block or a blanket and rest it in between the knees, and that tends to kind of help relieve that. Or if you feel too much pull along the low back here. 5 more breaths. Looking to the opposite direction. Last breath. Hug in that belly. Use those feet if you need to draw yourself back to center. Bring those knees in. And this time, find some circles in the hips. Now, they can be together, big circles. They can be separate. If you have the talent, you can do figure eights with the knees. Just releasing that low back. And then, my friends, when you're ready, you can bring the soles of the feet to the ground. Let the legs reach out long. Let's take one big full-bodied stretch before we relax into Savasana. So hands above the head, you can clasp the fingers together, turn the palms out, take a big inhale. Reaching through the toes, hugging in all the muscles, the arms, the legs, the belly, through the chest. Even make squishy lemon face. Take a big breath in. Oh, whew, let it go. Hands to the sides, or you can rest on your chest or your belly. You can maybe let the legs rest a little bit wider so the knees and the toes have plenty of room to rest out. Giving your shoulders lots of space. Maybe rock the head gently from side to side once or twice. And then with your next exhale, settle in. Relaxing the space around your eyes. Softening the cheeks and the jaw. Full permission to release the shoulders. Full breath in the belly. Relaxing the spine, the hips. Letting any tension go from the quads, the hamstrings, the knees. The shins, the calves, the ankles, all the way to the feet and toes. Allowing the arms to feel heavy. Fingers are weightless. And notice if your breath feels freer. Did you have the opportunity today to explore letting the breath release fully
and engage fully. So I leave these next few moments up to you. If you are comfortable and in bliss, then by all means, please stay resting back and take your Savasana as long as you need to. If you'd like to move into a seated position, I invite you to do so now. And if you wish, you can draw your hands to your heart space, gently bowing chin to fingertips in honor of yourself for showing up for practice today. In honor of the yogis that came to practice, or just check this out. Thank you so much for being here. You really filled my cup today. I appreciate it. Namaste.